Hi boys and girls, my name is Miss Jennifer and I'm a teaching artist in the Pace Art program. I am here to do a fun art lesson with you today. I'm so glad that you could join me. Today we'll be focusing on a science-based art lesson. We will be talking about a few things that you have been learning with your classroom teacher. We'll also be learning about an animal, their habitat, and what that animal needs in order to survive. Our lesson for today is about an animal that lives in our area. We will be talking about American alligators, Louisiana swamps, and iris flowers that are all native to Louisiana. We will be drawing a picture of a swamp, an alligator, and some irises. We will focus on how the sun rises in the morning, how the sun stays in the sky during the day, and how the sun sets at night. We'll be focusing on the colors of the sky from sunrise, midday, to sunset. The supplies that you will need today will be a white sheet of paper, a variety of crayons, and a black or brown marker. Whichever one you have will work just fine. We will also be working on creating a landscape of our Louisiana area. We will be using lines, shapes, and colors today. We will be focusing on the top, bottom, sides, and middle of our paper. We will also focus on putting things on the left and the right sides of our paper today. We will focus on the colors that are found in the sky throughout the day. So you might ask, what is an American alligator? Well, an American alligator is a reptile that lives in the wild. It lives in several parts of the southeastern United States. Alligators are very large and have very long tails. They are also very fast swimmers. They live in swamps, bayous, marshes, and rivers. Today we're going to focus on swamps, but the bayous, marshes, and rivers are also other bodies of water in which alligators can live. Alligators have webbed feet. That means that between their toes they have extra skin, and that extra skin helps them to be able to swim a lot faster. They also have very strong tails that they use to help them swim. In Louisiana, American alligator lives here in Louisiana where we live. So you might ask, what is a reptile? Because I talked about it just a few minutes ago. Well, a reptile is a cold-blooded animal, and what that means is that their bodies can take really cold temperatures and really hot temperatures. We are warm-blooded, which means that when it is cold, we don't take it very well. When it's hot, we also don't take it very well. And so they are cold-blooded animals. Now, alligators live in fresh water, and they also live out in the wild. There are a couple of alligators in zoos and other places, but for the most part, their natural habitat is out in the wild. So you might ask, what is a habitat? Well, a habitat is a place in which animals live. They have everything they need in an animal habitat. So I want to go ahead and get started with our drawing today. So let's get our marker, whether it's your brown or your black marker, and let's get started. Now I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about alligators and swamps and irises as we go along with our drawing today. So I'm going to draw on my paper. Now today you might want to put your paper laying on its side horizontally. You can do it vertically, but that won't give you a whole lot of space to draw that really big alligator that I want you to draw today. So we're going to start off first, and we said that an alligator lives in the swamp. So here's our alligator, and as you can see, he's very, very long, and here's the swamp. So we want to start with our swamp first. Now our swamp is kind of like dirty, muddy water. In Louisiana, we have lots of swamps. I'm sure that if you've ever ridden in a car over the Atchafalaya River, you would have seen these swamps. And so we're going to start first, and we want to make the water part of our swamp. So here I go. I am going to just draw a wavy line. The next thing that we want to do is we want to start working on our alligator. Now alligators are pretty amazing in that they're very, very large. Here I have a picture of an alligator that is kind of looking at you, and look how big his body is. And he has like these scales or these bumps on his back. Alligators also have very, very big, sharp teeth. We're going to be adding sharp teeth to our alligator today. So I'm going to start off first by drawing his eyes. We're going to start about right here. So on the left side of your paper, you're going to kind of pull your finger to the middle. And we're going to start about right here. And we're simply going to start by drawing one circle. Right off to the side of it with a little space, we're going to draw another circle. Those are going to be the alligator's eyes. And then we're only going to color in half of his eyes, just like this. Now the amazing thing about alligators is they have really beautiful eyes. Here I have a picture of a baby alligator, and look at his eyes, how pretty. A really pretty green, and as you can see, it has that little colored spot on the inside. And so this is a cute little baby alligator. All right, and now the next thing that I want to do is I want to make a curved line and a curved line right on top. Now, if I make a curved line and a curved line connected together, what letter does this look like, boys and girls? Well, if you said the letter M, you are correct. Sometimes when we use our lines and we connect them together, we make numbers and letters without even knowing it. All right, so now I'm going to draw toward the left side of my paper, and I'm simply going to draw a straight line. So a straight line. And the next thing that I want to do is I want to work on his nose. Well, an alligator sort of has these bumps on their nose, and if you look here you can kind of see there's a bump right around the top of his nose. And so here we go, we're going to put a bump over the top of his nose, and then we're going to go down with a curved line just like this. Your pictures are looking great. I love your alligators, guys. All right, now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to make a straight line going this way. So from the left to the right. All right, so here's my little hump, and there's my straight line. I'm working on his mouth right now. Now we are about to make his mouth have this opening right here. And we're simply going to do that by drawing another straight line going to the left side of our paper. So watch this. So another line going to the left side of our paper. And now we have just made the opening of his mouth. Now let's go ahead. You know what? Let's make his really big teeth. So we're going to use this line for his teeth. Does anybody remember what that line is called? Well, if you said a zigzag line, you are right. And you know what? You can make him some really big teeth. So maybe we can make it like this, or if you want to make him some really long teeth, you can do that too. So here we go. Right on the inside, we're going to make him some teeth. Now leave enough room because he has teeth on the top and he has teeth on the bottom. And here we're going to add some more teeth. And there we go. So now our alligator has his big teeth. All right. Now, the next thing I want to do is I want to draw the bottom part of his mouth right here. So what we're going to do is we're going to start here and we're going to make a curved line. And we now just made the bottom of his mouth. Good job, guys. All right, so now we have his head, and the next thing that we want to do is we want to start working on the top part of his body. And so right by his eye, we're going to kind of draw a curved line, going from the left to the right, but stop about right here because we're going to need place for his tail. Good job. All right, now here we go. So for his tail, we have the straight part, and for his tail, we're going to be going up. So let me draw it right here. Here we go. We're going to be going up and then down. All right, so here we go. So we're going to go up and then back down. Good job. Now if you want a super long tail, you can make a super long tail for him. That is fine. And then you're going to stop about right here, because now we're going to need to be working on his stomach. And what are these, boys and girls? His legs. Good job, his legs. And simply for his legs, we're going to kind of just make like two curves. And you know what? And then we need to make him some toes. So here we go. I'm going to go back to the front right here. And I'm going to make a curve with one toe, two toes, and three toes. Just like this. All right, now we're going to make his stomach, which means that we're going to go all the way across. And then it's time for another leg. Curve, toe, 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 and connect it together. Good job. Now, I have my 2 feet for one side of his body on the bottom, but I want my alligator to be swimming in the water, and in order to swim in the water, he's going to need his 4 legs. So right about right here, I'm going to go curve, toe, 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 curve. Do you see that? So now it looks like he's swimming, and we'll do the same thing on the back part. Curve line, toe, toe, and there we go. So now we have his 4 legs, like he is swimming in the water. Good job. Your pictures are looking nice, boys and girls. The next thing that you're going to do is you're going to put these, you can put curves, or maybe even, if you want, you can make the like a part of a zigzag line, and these are going to be the spikes on his body, as you can see them right here, or again, looking at this picture, you can see them up on the top. And now we have our alligator. Now the next thing that we need to draw is the water. And so to draw the water, we're just going to kind of use some wavy lines. And remember, he is in the water. Now we don't want to go too high up because we're going to be making the sky part of our picture today. And so there we go. There is the water. Our alligator, again, is in water, but I want you to know that alligators in their natural habitat have to have places where they can hide and protect themselves. So alligators usually will make burrows in the mud. That means that they will dig a really large hole and they will hide in the mud. They also hide in pieces of hollow logs. So like maybe a tree that fell that doesn't have anything on the inside, they can hide inside of there. And they're also known for hiding in tall grass or plants. Now alligators mostly eat fish, snakes, turtles, small animals, and birds. Now the main thing that we want is not to go near an alligator, because if we surprise an alligator, the alligator might not be so happy. All right, and so the next thing that we're going to be working on is we're going to be working on our sky. And for our sky, I want you to look here at our swamp. Now our swamp has trees, and it has moss hanging from the trees, and it has plants. This picture of our swamp is a picture of the middle of the day. Blue sky, not much of a sun out today on this one. Maybe you could have a little bit of sun. Now, so this is called midday. This one, the sun is just coming up in the morning. This would be when the sun is rising. So this would be called the sunrise. Notice the sky is still blue, but we're starting to have some yellow throughout the sky because the sun is waking up. Now, in the afternoon, at sunset, we have lots of pretty colors. Our sun is starting to go down in the sky. So let's go over it again. In the morning at sunrise, our sun is just coming up in the sky. Then we have midday where sometimes it's just blue. Maybe it might have a little yellow or orange if the sun is shining. And this is sunset. I think the sunsets are really pretty because we have purples, blues, and other colors. So we will be working on our sun part today, and you can decide if you want it to be early morning, the middle of the day, or late in the afternoon. I think that I want mine to be a sunset because I want mine to have pretty colors. And so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to draw a line all the way across. Now notice I didn't draw it through my alligator's tail. I kind of stopped. And then I'm going to draw my sun. Now notice that I only drew half of a circle. When we draw half of a circle, that is called a semicircle. Say it together. Semicircle. Good job. And I can still put my sun rays, which is just where the light's kind of shining off of the sun. If you want, you can maybe put some zigzag lines through your sun. You know what? You might even want to get creative and you might want some zigzags as your sun rays. You can definitely do that. Now when I color my sunset, I'm going to be adding a lot of different colors today. So here's the water, here's the sky, and now let's go down to the land part. In a swamp, there is lots of mud. So here's a part with water, but if you look at this one here, back in this area, there is some land. And so we need to make sure that we have land for our alligator to also climb onto. Because the amazing thing about alligators is they like to climb on logs or on land during the day, and they like to lay in the sun where it's nice and warm. So here is the land. And for the land, I'm going to kind of put some more of those curved lines. Maybe you can make some little hills. It's really up to you. So let's do that now. Good job. Looking good. You might even, you know what? You might even want some grass where we can maybe just put some zigzags like this, kind of here and there. And there we go. Now, let's not fill it up too much because we have something else that's really fun about our lesson today. If you look down here, this is the side of the swamp. And we have these beautiful kind of reddish, white and purple flowers. These flowers are native to Louisiana, and remember we talked about the word native. Now native means that it is something that naturally lives here. So like American alligators are native because they naturally live here. Swamps are native because they're naturally here in Louisiana. And another part is our irises. Irises are flowers that are native to Louisiana. That means that they will do really, really well even in super cold weather. They will survive because they are native to our area. Look how beautiful this iris is. Irises grow along the edge of the swamp. Now, Miss Jennifer happens to love flowers, and I also grow irises. As you can see, here is one of my irises that's sort of a purplish pink with yellow and white. And here is another one that is blue and has purple on the inside with some yellow. Now notice the difference. This one has thick, big petals, and this one has thinner petals. So not all irises are the same, but they are still irises. All right, so we're going to be drawing some irises. And we're going to kind of look at this one while we're drawing. So I'm going to do that down here. So first of all, we usually have these blades of what looks like grass, but they're parts of the plant, and they're simply just kind of like a straight on and curved line connected together. Then they'll have a stem, 2 straight lines, and then the flower. Now I'm going to draw my flower right here because Miss Jennifer's kind of running out of room. And all you have to do really is just kind of make a wavy line in the middle. You make another wave on the side, another one on this side, so one on the left side, one on the right side, and here is our stem. And there we go. We have our iris flower. Now, we're not going to pay attention to the color right now because we can color them a little bit later. Right now, we just want to work on drawing them. All right, so on my picture, I'm going to draw one on the left side. So curve and curve. That's kind of like the leaves of our iris plant. And then I'm going to draw another one. Now I'm touching the bottom of my paper. I'm going to do curve and curve. And you know what? Maybe I want to do another one. Curve and curve. Those are the leaves. Now, in the middle, I need to draw the stem because we know that a plant has leaves, but in order for a flower, it has to have a stem. All right, so here's my stem, 2 straight lines, and again, here's my flower. So watch this, kind of wavy, 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 wavy line. All right, I'm going to give you a little time to do that. Good job. And then one on the left and one on the right. And there I have an iris. If you want to put little lines on your iris, you can do that. All right, I think I'm going to draw another curve and another curve. That's going to be another stem. Here we go, wavy, 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 wavy in the middle. Then wavy on the left and wavy on the right. Now notice, my sky is on the top of my paper. My alligator is in the what, boys and girls, in the middle of my paper. And my ground is at the bottom of my paper. But these irises are on the left side of my paper. And here I can put some more lines. Now here's the left, and I'm going to slide my finger over to the right because I want to make some more irises here. Here are the leaves. And you know what? You can make as many iris plants as you want. Here's my stem in the middle. And remember, wavy, 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 wavy. And then do the same thing on the left side, same thing on the right side. Add some little lines, and there is my iris plant. I have 3 flowers, but maybe you will have more on your picture. All right, so now I am ready to start coloring my picture. I'm going to start first with my sky. Because remember, I said that I wanted mine to be like the sunset. If you want yours to be like the sunrise, then you simply only have to make sure that you have more yellow. And here is midday. So I'm going to put my sunrise here, and I'm going to put my sunset here. So sunrise, midday, sunset. All right, and I'm ready to start coloring. I'm going to start, of course, by putting some yellow first on my sky and on my sun. And I'm just kind of, notice how I'm just kind of going back and forth and kind of like a squiggly line. All right, and the cool thing about this is that with a sunset, you can put purples, you can put blue, orange, orange. You can put lots of different colors. I could even put some red, or actually this is kind of like a pinkish red, and I actually kind of like this color. And so you can see that I have lots of beautiful colors in my sunset. I'm going to add some orange to my sun. Maybe some of my sun rays will have some orange. Maybe some of my sun rays might have, let's see, I think I want some red. And there you go. And of course, you can always add more colors to your picture later. Now I'm going to move down to the ground. And the ground part, remember we have mud in a swamp, will kind of be a brown color. So I'm going to color around all of my iris plants. And so there we go. And you might want to add couple of different color browns. Maybe you want some parts that are darker, maybe some parts that are lighter. Remember, darker you have press hard, lighter you press softer on your crayon. And there we go. You know what, maybe I want the bottom part to be dark, just like this, all the way across. Right, and maybe up on the top right here. Right, there's my ground. And I think I'm going to use a lighter color, sort of like a peach, and I'm going to kind of fill it in, just like that. The nice thing about the ground is that you could have some brown, you could have some green, because maybe there's a little bit of these like mossy plants, or maybe even some grass. And so if you want, you can even add some green. All right, now I'm going to color in my iris leaves and also my stems. And I'm going to use different color greens while I am doing that today. Just like that. And I want to get to my beautiful irises. So I want to have a bright purplish pink iris here. Because remember, irises are different colors. And maybe I want to have a purple one on this side. And then on this side, I want to have a beautiful blue one there. All right, so now I want to move on to my water. Now, we're not going to have time to color all of our picture today, but I do want you to know that our alligator is sort of like a greenish brown kind of color. All right, so here's my water, and I'm going to add some blue in my water, but the water is very dirty in the swamp, so I'm going to add some brown. I can even add some green because there's all these little plants in the water. Just like this. My alligator, of course, like I said, could be green. And I'm just going to color him a little bit, but you can go back and color yours a little more. We could have some brown on our alligator because he's also dirty. He's been in that mud. We could have some gray, just like this. And maybe we could even make his eyes a really pretty green. And so there you go. I want you to go ahead and take some time and add some more colors to your picture when you have time. Remember that we need a colorful sky. Our water is sort of a green, brown kind of color, and our irises are beautiful colors. So today we learned about the habitat of an American alligator. We also learned about Louisiana swamps and colorful irises. We learned about things that are native to our area. We learned about colors in the sky throughout the day. We learned about what alligators eat, where they live, and what they need in order to survive. I would like for you to take some time to share your drawing with your family and friends. Maybe you could tell your family and friends things that you learned about the American alligator, our Louisiana swamps, or our colorful irises today. If you have some time, you might want to add a few more irises to your picture, or maybe even more color to your sky. I, again, enjoyed making art with you, and until next time, keep making art.